Wonderful. Thank you, Dorinda. Good afternoon, community. Good afternoon. Welcome to CEC28, Community Education Council, January 2023 meeting. Who believe it's 2023, right? Remember that
Crazy.
time? Who thought
Wow.
2023? Remember Y2K? Right? These things. In 2023 now, and we are still here. We're doing our thing, and we're so happy to be in community with all of you tonight for joining us in this rainy night. Hopefully, your families, your children, are well and all reach home safely in this inclement weather. But we are so happy you're here with us all. So far, all 62 of you. We have a very packed program tonight, so we want to get right into it. I will forego my first presentation. Of course, I always love to have our superintendent go first, only because, she's at the helm, and I always say this over and over again. This is your third year with us, right? Right, Dr. Pate? Third year now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Who knew, right?
Yep.
Third year already.
There you go.
We are so fortunate to have her in our boat over here. We're always welcoming, her with her whole team to our meeting. But before we start our meeting, we want to do a quick roll call. We'll be asking our secretary to please do the roll call for the council.
President Vijay Ramjatan,
Here.
First Vice President Barbara Williams,
I know she's here, but she cannot unmute. So she's here.
okay. Treasurer Lou Zhao, hold on, he is just entering.
I apologize. Can you please make Barbara a co-host?
I did, I thought. Unless she rejoined, hold on.
Yeah, sometimes
She is a co-host.
she is.
She has
Okay.
a,
Okay, perfect.
yep, let me just. Lou. Treasurer Lou Zhao,
Yes, present.
awesome. Second Vice President Ted Chang.
I'm here.
Myself, Recording Secretary Elena Minova here. A member Natifa Lewis. I don't see her here yet. But
She's multitasking, so she's in and out.
okay. We have Shaliza Dean, member.
Here.
Member Rajwinder Kaur.
Present.
Member Cassandra Alexander.
Present.
All right, and we know that member Simon Dornberg is here, but can't unmute herself. All right, that's it.
Thank you so much, Elena. Firstly, I want to thank all the council members, all of you, for your wonderful work that we've been doing for the past 2 years. This last couple of months will be the last, months of this cycle of council members. And I want to commend you all for being amazing leaders in our community, doing this selfless work and being, supportive to the CEC in all that you do. We are grateful, and we're going to end this year on a high note. And we're going to keep up the wonderful work that we do as a council for this district, representing all the families in this district. I want to welcome Bruce Zihal, who's here also with us tonight too. Bruce, thank you for being from UFT. We have so many members of our community, so many principals who are here tonight with us. Thank you, principals, for being here with us. All the administrative team from the schools, everyone who is here tonight, all the stakeholders, representatives from the offices who is here. Please, 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 we thank you. Shaliza Dean, are you able to unmute?
Yes, I am.
Can you please make an announcement about our chat, please? And we get to see your face. There you go. Yay.
Yes, you get to see my face sometimes. Our chat, I'm Shaliza Dean, the members. Please be respectful of what you put in the chat, and we reserve the right to close our chat if there's anything appropriate or happening in the chat. And thank you.
And also, we will ask our secretary to make an announcement about a speak feature.
If you would like to speak during the public portion of the meeting, where you have an opportunity to ask us questions or make a comment, please type the word speak followed by your name in the chat, and we will call you on in the order in which you submit your name. Again, please preferably in all capital, put the word speak followed by your name, and then we'll add you to the list. We will close that opportunity to sign up at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Current Secretary Shaliza Dean. Thank you so much. And also, too, we want to remind everyone that depending on how many people sign up to speak, then we will determine if it's gonna be 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute, depending on how much people sign up to speak. So we want to give everyone a chance to speak, right? Our administrative assistant is Mr. Rinda. C. Mangal, and Dorina, can you please unmute and say hi so people know a face of email kind of thing, what it looks like?
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Great. So that's at this point in time, without further ado, I'll definitely pass the microphone over to our amazing, talented, bold, strong. When she speaks in the room, when she walks in, she commands the room, and we love when she commands. So Dr. Pate, thank you for all that you do. We are indebted to you, and we're going to have a wonderful year again.
Again, absolutely. And yeah, that's not hard to live up to. President Ramjan, I mean, now I feel like I have to. No. Okay. So good evening, everyone. A little levity never hurt anyone. And at this time of the evening, after a very long day, it's okay to smile together. There are a lot of people to present, and we did prepare a small deck for you. And I will race through fairly quickly just to respect the time of everyone. We are District 28. We are District 28. We are District 28. And I dare say the greatest district in all of the districts. And I am proud to represent this district wherever we go and to whomever we meet when we get there. I'm going to quickly share just a few updates where we are in terms of some of our data and some of the things that we have going on. So here we are. Let's try to get that. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you so very much. I'm going to go ahead and present. Obviously, this is our CEC meeting on tonight. I am your representative for all things. I'm your superintendent tonight. Really briefly, we're going to zip through our mission and vision. You know, we start there every single time because we have to continue to remind ourselves of who we are, and what we represent, and our instructional priorities, our district comprehensive education plan. I just want to share the goals that we have proposed for this school year, our district team, and some of the overview of some of the supports, key data points, attendance, IEP compliance, L compliance, and new principal appointment. So our vision, I do this all the time, and I don't think I can highlight it on this in this view. Sorry about that. But we like to land right in the beauty of our diversity, right? We are an extremely diverse district, which is exactly what we should all be everywhere, coming from countless racial, ethnic, and language backgrounds. And we commit, I want to say it with me, because I've said it so many times, but we commit to striving for inestimable contribution to the lives of our children. Think about, you know, that pebble in the river, the pebble in the pond, and the ripple effect that occurs. So we got to make every day count. And every way, everything that we bring to children, it needs to be our best, because whatever we bring is that is what's going to ripple into the future. And we have a focused plan that centers on equity, and then, you know, sort of branches out. That includes professional learning. It includes learning together with students, community partners, and committing to being rooted in critical thinking and core content, and ending with community advocacy. If we have not seen a moment of advocacy ever before, we have certainly seen it in the last few months. And I do want to shout out this amazing district for insisting and being persistent about your voice being heard, no matter what audience you are in front of. So we thank you for that. Our district absolutes, we've seen this slide before, but we're going to keep putting it forward. And again, we will share the slide deck so you'll be able to really review it at your leisure. It will be on the CEC's website. The big area I want you to just continue to focus on is that as a district, we have decided that we are going to put a lot of focus on student discussion protocols and our early literacy plans. And I'm going to talk about that more in just a second. Before we do that, I know I said it was at the end. I changed it because I just wanted to shout out two of our brand new minted principals in this district. We have completed the C30 process, and I am so happy to announce that Public School 206 has a new principal. It's their former assistant principal, Miss Asiela Fishburne, and PS 354, the Jermaine L. Green School has a brand new principal, formerly a principal in this very same district, Dr. Emanuela Remy. And so when you see them, give them a high five, shout them out. They worked really hard to be where they are, and we are holding everyone's feet to the fire, including them, that we've got to deliver every day for children. Our upcoming state assessment, you may want to take your phone and take a quick picture of this list. I will, again, it's going to be on the CEC website as well. But these are the upcoming assessments for the school year. It's kind of, I don't know, it's strange that we are already here. It feels like the school year just began. And now we're talking about ELA, math, NICESLAT, science, and alternative assessment calendar. Look at the science assessment, which is on June 5th. So really late in the year, but we're going to be ready for it, as we always are. Another little highlight that our mid-year interim assessment, that's the assessment that just checks in on how well students are understanding and retaining the information that they are taught in school. And so that we have an interim assessment 3 times a year. Our middle of the year assessment through iReady is happening right now, and it will end in February 10th. And after that, we'll be able to give you some data on how we're doing towards our big ambitious goal for the end of the school year. So we had our first at the screener at the beginning of the year. We're now in the middle. And again, we're going to talk about our draft district goals. A teaching and learning team that is led by Dr. Joanne Benoit, our executive director. These are your team members. These are your teaching and learning team members. You will see them in your schools. You will see them around the district. They are literally everywhere. They have an ambitious schedule where they push in to schools, which means they visit the school and they support school-based teams as well as the school administrator to, one, uncover any challenges to learning and then to solve and resolve those same challenges. So they are working elbow to elbow with teachers and teacher teams as well as our principals. The supports include, supports for new and expanding principals, in-school coaching, district-wide professional learning, district-wide studies on student discussion protocols with principals and district teams. We're covering a really great book right now, and they're working to help everyone understand what it means to have really strong student discussion protocols in the school. They lead some of our equity work. They are in support of our parent coordinators, who, by the way, had an absolutely outstanding monthly meeting hosted at our UFT headquarters, and our own Bruce Zihel, who spoke with them and facilitated and provided that space for them. And if you want to know more about that beautiful space, please ask your parent coordinator or our own Sonia Rueda. It was really a wonderful event. And so it was good times. So we're really happy about that work that is happening in partnership. And some of the professional learning plans that we have is here on the screen. I'm not going to read everything, but I want you to know that we are thinking about, supporting schools with intervention. So what happens when a student is not moving and progressing in the way that that they should progress in? And we want to stop folk from automatically saying, well, let's refer them for an IEP. That's not the next step when a child doesn't sort of progress on a schedule. It is called AIS, and that's like, what interventions and how are you supporting the child to really make the gains that they need to make? So our team is doing a lot of professional development to ensure that our teachers, our teacher teams, and our administrators understand how to best support students who may need a little more. And guess what? Also students who need more in the opposite direction. So we cannot ever forget that we have quite a number of accelerated students in this district. quite a few. In every school, there's at least one class on every grade. And so we also want to be sure that those students who are, taking off like rocket ships, that we also provide additional support for them so that they can go as far as they can. And so that's the work of our teaching and learning team. Our own Natasha Eastman is our student service manager, and she does quite a bit of work across the district, like social emotional learning, climate and culture, attendance, crisis. When something happens, you need a professional, someone who is well versed in how to respond to crisis in a school building. And we are fortunate to have such a person on our district team, Natasha Eastman. Professional learning for school counselors, collaboration. She just does a absolutely wonderful job. And if you know her or if you've had any interaction, she's full of such vibrant energy, but she is passionate for students. She's passionate about schooling. And so it's really a joy to have her on our team. I'm going as quickly as I can. So attendance data, I hope some of this you can see. I want to just draw your attention to like that upper left quadrant square, and you will see that we've had a little drop in our overall attendance, and that chronic absenteeism has gone up just a tick since last year. And I want to talk to you about what's happening and why it's happening, right? It's going in the opposite direction to what we want. And you know that we as a district have done a great job to push our attendance data in the right direction. I mean, we came through like nobody's business last year when we said we wanted to increase. Not only did we make the increase that we said we wanted to make, we exceeded that, and we're going to do that again. We have tier 1 schools, that is schools with a certain level of attendance that is above 90%. Majority of our schools are tier 1, and then we have some tier 2 schools, and that's schools that are below 90% but stop at 80%. We do not have any tier 3 schools, and that's schools that are under 80%. But we're moving forward. I want to talk to you really briefly about the tridemic. How about that, right? The universe wasn't finished with us. The tridemic, which is this flu, RSV, and COVID. Those cases are converging on our New York City public schools. And directly quoted from the site, the Department of Health, the city's health department issued an advisory encouraging mask wearing in schools, childcare facilities, and other indoor settings, including stores, offices, and on public transportation. Our district attendance data has taken a small hit, but we are determined to surpass the attendance goals of our previous years. And I just have a graphic here. Again, you will be able to study this intently, but sometimes I like it in a picture. That's my visual preference. And so I'm offering that to everyone here. I know I'm going quickly. I'm trying to get through it. In the person of our own Dr. Santos, she leads our compliance and accountability team here at the district, and she is really focused on L and MLL compliance for all of our schools and ensuring that we meet our city and state mandates. And right now we are well over 95% meeting our state mandates. Our professional learning for principals and assistant principals, and collaborating with the teaching and learning team to support schools and better supporting the needs of our ELL, MLL students. This is just a quick look at some of our ELL data. And again, it's a lot to look at in a quick shot, but again, you will have this document so that you can really study it a bit more. In the middle of this section, the one with the red pie slice, you'll just see sort of what are our averages or numbers of students at each of the 4 assessment areas. That's emerging, that's a student who just got here, speaks no English at all, entering, some progress, expanding, a lot of progress, and transitioning, a lot of progress. Ideally, you want to see those numbers, those numbers growing and moving in the right direction. And for our school, the majority of our children move in the right direction. We don't have students who are stagnant at any level. We are working on expanding to transitioning. And here's the magic piece that I told you. I was going to talk a little bit about student discussion protocols. Our research tells us that conversation, right? We know this for anyone who's tried to learn a second language. You're not proficient until you can engage in conversation and dialogue, and build on ideas. And that's why our district is focusing on talking protocols, discussion protocols, thinking protocols, because we want to support all of our children. I'm not sure what's happening on the slide, but Zoom user, please stop writing on the slide. Appreciate you. Thank you. And then this is our special education data really quickly. Our Martina Stanislav is our director at our district office, and administrator of special education. And she does quite a lot. She's busy. Special education point. She is the point for all 36 of our schools. She conducts professional learning regarding special ed strategies and supports on a monthly basis and on an as-need basis for schools. She collaborates not just across our district, across our Queens South and within the Department of Education. She collaborates with the Family Leadership Coordinator to support families and to resolve complaints. And she also resolves escalations that come either through U of T or state education department or chancellor's office. So she's got a lot on her hands, and I'm telling you, she does it outstandingly. Our compliance at this present moment, as of January 9th, we're 93% fully receiving all program mandates from their IEP. If you look to the right and down lower where it says citywide, the city itself is at 81.6%. 81.6%, we are at 93%. And with regard to our program recommendations and whether they are programmed in our STAR system, we're at 95%. I know that may sound like Greek to some people. It just means that we have done a great job of not just fully serving all of our children, but also making sure that the programs are clear, that the teachers are appropriately assigned so that we can provide high quality education to all of our learners. I'm almost done. Here you go. So we have, there are a lot of goals. There's 2 pages of these, and I just want to give you like a visual to have you take a look at it. We wrote a goal in ELA. We wrote a goal for all students. We wrote a goal for multilingual students, and we wrote a goal for students with individualized education plans, IEPs. So there's a goal for all of our stakeholders. We are serious about making sure that all of our students are seeing progress as we move forward. There are conservative goals, but they are goals here that is intended to, keep everyone super focused on what matters most. And so there's an ELA goal, English language arts goal there. Oh, I'm sorry. My slides are a little bit out of order. My apology. And there's a goal for math, again, with the same groups of scholars. But let me go back here just a little bit and just make sure, again, you'll see this for yourself. What is the district comprehensive education plan, right? This is regulated by, of course, the federal government and the state, every Student Succeeds Act, but it also aligns with our chancellor's 6 pillars, 6 priorities, and it's designed to engage and guide community stakeholders in a cycle of comprehensive education planning. It's a mouthful, but essentially this is a group of folk who get together that represents all of our stakeholders to look at student data and district-wide data, and then write a goal to address any areas that need to improve. And so I'm going to just go there, and you'll have this later on, and I'm going to end this share here because I know there's a lot of folk, and I apologize for going so quickly, but again, I just want to make sure that we're making room for all of the other folk that have to speak, and I know you don't want to be in this space until 9 or 10 o'clock, so I'm going to end there. I will send our CEC administrative person the slide deck so that it can be posted and you'll have access to it. Thank you so very much. I have some water. That was a lot.
Yes. I hope this is a good practice. I'm sure you'll present this many more times, but thank you so much for always bringing us the data and just not speaking to us, but we appreciate you bringing all this information. It's a lot of information, but it's all information that all the stakeholders, especially our parents, need to know, and we are grateful that you put the time in to do this every month. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can I just say hi to Vivi? Hi,
Vivi. Please.
This is She is very special.
Special Paige.
Shut her off any day now. I'm stealing her, just so you know.
Oh
Any day
no,
now.
oh no,
Any day now.
she's
I love
ours.
her. Okay.
So do we.
She is super special. Sorry. There you go.
Thank you. Shit.
Thanks for being here. So yeah, folks, so thank you so much, Dr. Pitt, again, for your wonderful presentation. This will be on our website, and later on I'll be going through our website, depending on timing, to show you where things are on the website, where you can find the decks of all the presenters. I will be asking all those who are presenting tonight if you can share your decks with us to a CC email so we can have it on our website. So again, our families can really take the time and go through this at their leisure. So my dear friends, every year we have, SCA, School Construction Authority, come and do the presentation to us. And we are so grateful to always have Danielle, who's amazing. She always comes and do a thorough job, and she's pretty on it also. So, but she also poses a question, but we'll take questions at the end of the presentation on topic. So if you have a question about her topic specifically, she's doing 5 other meetings, we want to make sure she gets to her meetings also. So if you have questions on topic, you can mark them down as she's speaking. And then if you have a question about what she's talking about specifically, at that point in time, we'll take questions for her at that point in time. So without further ado, School Construction Authority by Danielle. Thank you.
Thank you for that, such a warm reception, VJ. I appreciate it. I look forward to coming to CEC28. You guys do a great job. Although I have to say I'm a little intimidated following Dr. Pate there in her presentation, but I'll try to do maybe half a good a job as she just did. So with respect to everyone's time, my name is Danielle, External Affairs Manager for Queens South with School Construction. I'm going to head and pop on our presentation. I tried to keep it no fluff, really very, very direct for everyone to spare you an excess of slides this evening. So for our parent community and our principals, we really enjoy working with our principals in District 28 also. We've been trying to do lots of good work there with new capacities and capital improvement projects. And this current capital plan stays that game straight and that road straight ahead. So our School Construction Authority's mission is to design and construct safe and attractive and environmentally sound public schools for children throughout the many communities of New York City. We're dedicated to building and modernizing schools in a responsible, cost-effective manner while achieving the highest standards of excellence in safety, quality, and integrity. So our current capital plan that we're in is from FY 2020 to 2024, and we have a budget currently of $20.1 billion. We break that budget up into 3 major categories. Our first bucket is for our capacity or creation of new seats citywide, and that is $8.75 billion. Our other bucket is $3.49 billion, and that is dedicated for our mandated programs. Mandated programs are things such as our boiler conversion projects, TCU removals, air conditioning initiative, etc. Our bucket for capital investment, which is for our existing school buildings that need improvements, is $7.87 billion. Just some highlights there. Again, the first one was capacity. We have $750 million that we have been plugging along to create our public schools, increase their accessibility, ADA accessibility. $400 million for electrification of our buildings. Not necessarily just electrical upgrades, but we are moving away from gas and going towards electric buildings. $1.2 billion for technology and $317 million for our TCU removals. TCU removals automatically go hand in hand with a playground redevelopment at that site. Capacity projects for new capacity is $6.02 billion. Our replacement program is $936 million. Replacement program, just to give you guys an idea, we have buildings that are, a couple of them, like in the past, we've had that are in such poor condition, we're knocking them down and starting fresh. Or we have sites that are, our schools are in leased sites, and we need either a new lease at a new site or to renegotiate a lease or to build a new building for a particular school organization. Class size reduction, $655 million for that. Early education, $876 million, and capacity to remove TCUs, 267. All right, so now we get to the good stuff. We get to District 28 specifics. Within this capital plan project, the first chart that you'll see is our identified and funded seat need for District 28. In the works currently is a new addition for PS 174. We're just breaking the ground there now. The occupancy will be for September of 24. At PS 160, we also have a new addition underway, 304 seats for occupancy in September 25. We have 2 projects currently that we do not have cited. So folks, keep your ears and your eyes open. And at the end, I'll have a sites email also. We are actively pursuing with our real estate team, seeking out different potential sites as they come to us. We have a total of 951 seats for those 2 projects. And obviously we don't have a occupancy date yet determined for those. Over at PS 182 Annex, we are doing a new lease there with renovations, and that will be coming online September 25. Our District 28 early education projects, we have 2. One is 180 seats that has just opened in 2022 in September over on Jamaica Avenue. And our second project coming online September 23, 120 seats on 63rd Drive. So I wanted just to show you a couple of pictures in case you haven't been able to see the inside of PS 196 new edition that came online this past September. Some nice big spaces. So PS 206 was funded under the last capital project, which is why you didn't see it on the slide previous, as well as 196 that were from a previous capital plan. But I thought they were worth sharing for you guys. This is PS 206 over on Inwood Street, and they are, I'm sorry, I think that address may be wrong. I'll correct that. 354 seats coming online this coming September. PS 174, I wanted to share with you guys our rendering here. It's the grayed out one, obviously, is the existing building, and we've highlighted for you what the addition will look like. It will very closely complement the existing building. 403 seats to come online in September 24. We've started construction there. I wanted just to show you that we are underway. Same with PS 160. I wanted to show you guys what our rendering is for the addition there, coming online in 2025. And also what our construction site currently looks like at that. Capital improvement projects. So new additions and new capacity is great, but we have a lot of beautiful buildings that we need to keep doing major renovations, capital improvement work to keep everything sound and secure for our kids. These works include things like as masonry repair, window replacement, roof replacement, new boilers, electrical upgrades, repairing of major plumbing, removal of our TCUs, and playground rehabs. The school facilities, DSF, it includes our custodial engineers, our plant managers, our facility directors, and DSF central staff. They are responsible for the day-to-day maintenance and repair of school buildings. You could think of it as major roof replacement, that would come to SCA. Roof repairs would be handled by our colleagues at DSF. Same goes for plumbing. Full gut renovations in bathrooms typically comes to SCA. SCA repairs or one-to-one replacements for cosmetics or aesthetics would stay with DSF. Our agencies, although we're separate, we really do work together as partners to maintain our schools. How does something become a capital project for SCA's 5-year capital plan? There's a couple different ways that that can happen. One of the ways that we see is a citywide initiative, such as your air conditioning for all. There are projects that become capital projects with funding from our elected officials. Another way is there could be unfortunately, an emergency situation that the school custodian and division of school facilities will bring to SEA and flag to us. That would be an emergency repair job that would be expedited and given utmost attention. The last way that we do, or the normal way that most of the projects become a capital improvement project, is we run a annual buildings conditions assessment survey, or BCAS report. So every year we deploy our architects and inspectors to every single school building across all 5 boroughs. They will then rate all the systems broken down by mechanical, structural, or electrical within our school buildings. They will give each system, each component, a rating from 0 to 5. 5 is the worst. SEA targets 5 first every year. We try to get through all of our 5s and then move on to the 4s. Capital investment. I wanted to give you a quick snapshot of the multitude of projects that we have been performing in your district. We have 94 to date in this capital plan, totaling upwards of $100 million. They include accessibility upgrades, auditoriums upgrades, climate control, electrical systems, masonry, fence, flood elimination, heating plant upgrades, cafeteria, multi-purpose room, boiler conversions, new windows, student bathroom upgrades, science labs upgrades, school safety, room conversions, roof playgrounds, and concrete, as well as parapet repairs and replacements. PS 144, I know a lot of you know, we just did an addition there. It opened 2 years ago, and we are now renovating and revamping their existing building. It's getting a full exterior modification, including roof work, parapet work, and flood elimination. Over at PS 190, we are undergoing a boiler replacement project there. So you might see a temporary boiler outside that school now. These 3 boilers are offline while we do the replacement. Junior high school 190 also has just had an electrical upgrade for outlets for the air conditioning initiative. Oops, sorry. PS 303 also recently had an addition. However, now it's time to get back there and watertight their main building. You can see that we're rebuilding their parapets. We will be also doing roof work and exterior brickwork. I had mentioned that one of the ways that something becomes a capital improvement project is through Reso A. So in Queens, we have extremely generous council members and elected officials that I see a lot of projects get created by their generosity to our schools. Currently have 305 projects that have been created and have been in construction throughout this capital plan, totaling over $52 million. You can see there that tech is a heavy hitter, 235 projects totaling over $26 million. They're definitely not shy about helping to do and allocate funding for auditorium renovations, electrical upgrades in our buildings, library upgrades, playground renovations, and science labs. An example of a recently completed Reso A project over at 139 is the supplemental cooling units that were put on the roof. SEA operates and is extremely proud of our MWLBE program. We are dedicated to increasing the participation of minority-owned, women-owned, and locally based business enterprises on our SEA projects, included through our MWLBE targets on our projects. We also run a mentor program, which provides key support and access to capital and business opportunities for qualified emerging MWLBEs. here I can give you a snapshot of some of the projects that or project numbers and monetary awards. In fiscal year 22 citywide, the SCA had awarded over $778 million in prime contracts across 413 projects at 186 firms for MWLB. In fiscal year 22, SCA had awarded over $100 million in MWLBE mentor program contracts across 329 projects and 110 firms. In this district, in District 28, SCA has awarded over 122 million in active MWLBE contracts for 126 projects at 66 firms this fiscal year. Yes, exactly, right? Yes, Dr. Pate. So we are very proud of that. We work hard with guidance with with our mentor program and our MWLBE. Just so you guys do know too, because this actually was a good question that was brought up last night. I think I should amend it and include it. There is a particular threshold for us. So we do not let our emerging contractors start out with a really huge project. So we start them off small, and as they graduate, the monetary value attached to the projects they're allowed to bid on also grows with their competency. So that's important to maintain that for our schools, for our principals' sanity, for our children's safety, and the progress of our projects. So, okay, so I ran through most of it real quick. Our building education, I'm sorry, our CEC building comment form. I know District 28 is no stranger to this forum. They do a great job every year evaluating their priorities for the district. This year, I suspect no different. Our form is for the top 5. Our priority list is due on the 13th. So we're squeezing right in there tonight. I'm available, of course, tomorrow all day. If anyone wants to reach out to me from the CEC, I'll do my best to navigate through any questions regarding priority list and looking up projects for you. That does it for my presentation at the moment, VJ. And I'll put in the chat my name, email, and phone number. So if anyone would like to reach out to me that's on the call, feel free to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Danielle, for always bringing it thorough, well put together with updated pictures, of course. You know, I was thinking as you were showing the pictures, can you stop sharing for a second there?
Yes, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yes, sir.
I see you have nice updated pictures. So you do go on the district and collect these to show our district what's happening. And we appreciate all the funds that's coming in. Our CEC, we had a very good, robust response from our principals about their capital plans, needs, and desires. And tonight at our business meeting, we'll be determining our top selections to submit to your team. And thank you also for sending a response when we don't get what we ask for, why it wasn't done. So we can also send that back to our families to full circle, so they understand, every year to do submit. So if we don't get it done, why not? It's always helpful to have that response back. So thank you so much. At this point in time, if you have a question specifically for this topic, for Danielle, Elena, can they raise their hand? Perfect. Raise your hand. Perfect. Don't write the word speak on the chat. Speak is for the public comment section. This is only for in topic. So Jessica, go ahead. I'll ask you to unmute. Jessica, go ahead. And please just ask your question and give her a chance to respond.
Sure. Thank you so much. My question is quick. Can you just explain how the SCA in construction works with the community boards and other organizations to make sure schools are getting what they need? And seats and schools and seats and stuff like that, how that actually works, if you have time.
Sure. So typically regarding seats, we don't work with your community boards. We work with the Department of Education. There's a tool that your Office of District Planning at DOE has, as well as the Blue Book. We use those figures in conjunction with things like census and developments that are coming online, projected residencies that would be new. We see different waves. District 28 definitely saw one a few years ago where the numbers spiked really quick without any kind of projectable measure. So we continue to look at the trends, and that's how we work out the capacity needs with the school's current utilization rates. Regarding how we work with the community board or your communities, when we have new projects that are coming online, whether it be, let me start with capital plan improvements or the ones of the existing buildings, we will notify the community board for every single new project that's coming. We send it to the council members and the community board. We also disseminate them to the neighbors that live in the immediate proximity of the schools so that they know what kind of project's coming, or the duration of the project they can expect at their local school, as well as my name, my personal email, and my phone number on it. So we try to have that engagement with our community so that the questions about the construction come to us, the construction agency, and not to our principals. I'm sorry, was there a third part to the question? I think I might have got them both.
Yeah, I think you could cover everything. I think she said
Okay.
thank you on the chat. So that's
Okay, great.
Yay. So I don't see any hands raised, so I'm not gonna ask again because we have a full schedule tonight. So Danielle, thank you so much. You have done a wonderful job as always, and we'll definitely love to have the deck so we can post it on our website. I would appreciate that. We can send to our email address. That we'll greatly appreciate that. And thank you so much
Will
for
do.
everything you do.
Thank you.
And just so the community knows, we have 1, 2, 3 more presentations, and then we'll have the public comment section. What we have next is by popular demand. We have the Office of Food and Nutrition Services. They had came in our November meeting, I believe, and it was really quick. So we wanted to have them come back and really present to the community, because after all, our kids who eat in school, we want to know what's going on and how these decisions are made and what's happening. So without further ado, we have staff members from the Office of Food and Nutrition Services to present to us tonight. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Lauren Passion, and I am the district supervisor for the Office of Food and Nutrition Services. I have Mr. Aaron Baptista, my assistant, who will share his screen so we can do our presentation and inform you of what we do and how well we do it.
Hi, everyone. You guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right.
But Lauren, if you want to start just so we get going.
Sure, I will do that. Okay, so the Office of Food and Nutrition Services we have many different menus. Our school meal program.
There you go, Ms. Pacheco.
Okay, next slide, Aaron. Okay, so we're going to go over an overview. There are nutritional meal requirements, our food quality standards. We have menu accommodations. And of course, the reason why we do this and have meetings with principals and DLTs and SLTs is we want feedback from you and especially from the students. Go ahead. So we do offer citywide 26 different citywide menus. There is over 500 different recipes. We have over 1,800 schools in the city. We're now feeding over 900,000 students, and we feed over 800,000 meals a day. So in District 28, we have 43 school buildings. We have 21 satellite receivers that we feed to. For our breakfast that we served as of November of 21, a total of 6,665 students. And for lunch, we feed 21,348 meals as of the end of November. So now all our meals are student taste tested. So when all the items that are on the menus, the students have a feedback of if they like the item or not. If it doesn't pass the student taste testing, we do not put it on the menu. So before an item is approved to be featured on the menu, it goes through student taste testing. An item must have a score of 75% to pass student taste testing. Student taste testings take place in various schools citywide and also at headquarters. So during the pandemic, we were the last year, the year before, headquarters, the chefs were coming out to the schools. Now, September, the students started to go back up to headquarters for the taste testing. So we have heard from many principals in this district who wants to go to the taste testing up at Vernon Boulevard. So their schools are on the list. And before the pandemic, many schools in the district did go to the taste testing, and all the feedback that we did receive from the principals was that the kids just loved going there. So right now we have cook ambassadors. So this is a new idea that we just started this year. And every district has a different cook ambassador. So there's 32 cook ambassadors because 32 districts. There's one per geographical district. Our food ambassador for this district is Ethel James. And right now she used to be at 99 Annex. And right now she is located at Junior High School 8. So she's going to provide training support in all the schools in the district, or if needed in another district as well. So either we have cooks that will be going to Junior High School 8, or Ethel will be traveling to all the other schools so she could support all the other cooks in the district so everybody is on the same page. Go ahead, Aaron. So menu highlights. So we do have meatless Mondays and plant-powered Fridays. We do offer vegetarian and vegan items, and they're identified on the menus. New York, we do have New York and locally sourced products highlighted in green that's on the menu. We offer fresh fruits and vegetables every day. All our grains are whole grain rich. They're high fiber, low fat, and limited sugars. The chicken is always certified antibiotic free and humanly raised with vegetarian, and there's no animal byproduct feed. The burgers are 100% beef. We do not serve any pork. We have drinking water available to all students. The majority of the schools, if the principals do want the water jets, we do have the water jets available. We no longer serve deli meats. They are no longer offered because they were all processed. So we no longer offer any deli meats at all. There's multiple menu options that we serve daily. There should be peanut butter jelly, cheese sandwiches, hummus served on a daily basis. Salad bars are the majority of all the schools do have salad bars. Go ahead, Aaron. That's you.
One of the initiatives that we came out last year is our plastic-free lunch day. This initiative it's focused on the climate on action day to reduce plastic waste. You know, we continue to partnership with the Cafeteria Culture and Urban School Food Alliance, and you know, a school lunch team, actually the one that prepared and served without plastic on this day. And this year was the first day was on May 16th. And just a few notes about the plastic waste. Plastic are the 5th largest contributor of the greenhouse gases. 91% is not recycled. Plastic kills 100,000 marine animals every year and hurts our wildlife and ecosystem. And US creates more plastic waste than other nations. With a federal regulation and weekly meal pattern nutrition, we do offer during lunch and breakfast, we do offer versus serve. With lunch, it really, with this model, it really allows a student to self-select menu items, enjoy different choices they want to eat. And with this as well, it reduces waste. So for lunch, we do offer, they have to take 3 out of 5 components. Those components include the meat, the grain, the vegetable, the fruit, and milk. And out of those 5, we do ask them to take 3 items. And for breakfast, we do ask them to take 3 components out of the 4 components we do offer for breakfast.
Change the screen.
So we do offer, we do have prohibited ingredients that we have in our menu, and we ensure the overall high quality, and we provide nutrition value, and of course, the safety of food provided to all students in every school is always a main priority. And as you can see, the highlight items there is the chicken tenders. We do provide specification, non-biotics, humanly raised, 51% whole grain breading, no soy fillers, and we don't deep fry our chicken. And one of the items we have is our pizza, which if you compare this to other pizza, we do have, our pizza comes with a whole grain, low fat cheese, and the low sodium, low carbohydrates with this. So menu accommodation, we don't DOE, our office doesn't really guarantee an allergen-free environment, but we always try our best to work with parents and school to create and manage a plan so students are less likely to be exposed to allergens and in any school. So if any of you, have any requests or special accommodation, we could always be the point of contact if you need, requesting any type of accommodation. And this slide right here is actually one initiative that Chancellor Bank visited actually one of our site, which is Hillcrest High School. We're actually featured in ABC News, and this is the transformation of middle school and high school cafeterias. So we are transforming them to, newly renovated cafeteria, more comfortable tables and chairs, and it really provides students self-service, menu choices, different type of choices every day. We do offer a variety of items. It provides faster service, and like I mentioned, modern type style. And of course, when they do their renovation, we do provide them new furniture as well. So it's definitely a great initiative that a project that we started, and it's been going well so far.
And the next 2 schools that are going to have this are Thomas Edison High School and Forest Hills High School. So by the end of January, both those schools will have the new, the experience for the students. And 3 other schools in the district were scoped for this year. And hopefully with the supply chain issues, with the equipment, those will be rolling out as well before the end of June. So this is their, the mayor's initiative, plus the chancellor's as well. And of course, if there's any feedback and discussion, we would love to hear it. You can always email myself and Mr. Baptista. And then we do have our looking for a career in food service. So we're always looking for new applicants. I know in there we have the posters in every school. We gave them to the adult programs as well. We have hiring halls at headquarters on at least 2 Saturdays a month. So if anybody knows of anybody who needs a part-time job, 4 hours, 5 hours, we are always looking for new applicants. And that is it for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lauren and Mr. Baptiste. And if you can do this really quickly, does anyone have any questions in topic, like about what was just presented just right now? Specifically, you can raise your hand. I know there were quite a few comments that happened on the chat feature there, but we don't really take questions from the chat. We take them here. Okay, so we're gonna move forward, and thank you so much for both being here. You know, someone said at the last year that this is the food mayor. So, you know, if you have concerns about food, you have concerns about allergies, about, you know, specific types of food for your children, please, I will ask our presenters to put their contact information in the chat, please, so that parents can reach them out directly. And also, too, we're going to have the slides, and also we're going to have your contact information on our website, so families can look into contacting you should they have any questions. And thank you so much. So, Adrian, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Adrian, you had a question. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for that.
Sure.
I would love if Ms. Pachon can give a little bit more information about the early years students. My question was very specific, but I would love to understand how UPK and 3K kids are actually getting access to their meals if they're not in a in-house in a DOE site, right? Like a public school,
Right.
an elementary school in particular.
Their receiver, they're getting their meals
Yes.
from a feeder school. I saw your comments in there. So we do have, and this is from the contracts department of our organization, and we do have couriers who do transfer their meals from the feeder site to the satellite receiver. Now, like what you said in your question in the chat, you know, you're not happy with how they're coming. So if that happens, all you would have to do, you know, to reach out to where they're coming from, because it's very hard for us to make sure that the meals are served properly. So we have a lot of guidelines when they leave the building. They have to be at a certain temperature. And if they're not coming to you properly and they're a mess or they're cold, we really need to know, because we will correct that. Because they do, when they get to the feeder site, they do, if we have a body there, or if it's the staff member from the school, they are supposed to see the quality, how it comes in, and take the temperature of the meal that they're receiving.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna move. Thank you so much, and also to people are asking about the part-time positions. So if you guys answer them on the chat, that'd be great. Thank you so much. So we're gonna be having. We always ask our Queens South High School Superintendent's office to be with us at least 3 times a year to bring us updates, because all of our kids are heading there, right? Elementary, you know, middle school, and then they're going to go off to, you know, high school. So we always try to bridge this, have this kind of bridge mentality here in CEC28, where we are making sure parents who are in the middle school arena also, and a lot of you parents have kids who are in middle school, elementary, and also in high school. So 3 times a year, we're going to be having you know, the Queens South High School representatives come to our meeting and present. And today we're so happy to have Mr. Victorian Goff and Miss Ana de Jesus, from the principal of Queens. I think she'll tell you where she's from, to present with us tonight. So Stephen, go ahead.
Thank you, VJ. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. It's a pleasure to be here. Vivian, if you could share your screen, please. So Queens South High Schools has been truly rolling. Share again, please, Vivian. There you go. Next slide. And we also start with our district vision, as always, nurturing schools, families, partnerships, and communities, and fostering affirming environments of empowerment, engagement, and infinite possibilities for students to explore, achieve, and succeed. And there's our new logo, which you may have seen before. designed by students from Thomas Edison High School, by the way, District 28. Next slide. And here's our district mission. Our mission is to plant seeds of excellence, and SEEDS is an acronym for sparking innovation, elevating equity, ensuring accelerated learning, developing student self-efficacy, and strategically engaging families and partners. And as you can see, nurturing, growth, seeds, planting, and we hope to reap what we sow by having all of our students graduate and go on to college and career and bigger and better things. And so that's and even in our logo, it's a huge theme of ours. And then we have our district priorities. That's one slide. And then we actually have another slide with more priorities. But we try to cover all the main areas of instruction, parents and communities, and developing our students for the future. And our organization chart, we have grown by leaps and bounds. We're up to 25 people now on the team. We are able to provide quite a lot of support to our schools in this structure, and we're very happy to do that. And I think the schools are very happy to have the direct support from the district team, supervised by the superintendent, and getting support in the areas that they need. Next. So our data highlight this month is for special needs populations. And so as you can see, our support and percentage of students with disabilities who are fully served. And that is the benchmark for DOE and for the city. How many of our students are fully served? And as you can see, we are higher than we have ever been. And we are actually approaching 90%. We are just on the cusp of 90% as of January. And we are the second highest high school district in the city. And we will not stop until we are number one, and we will not stop until that number is at 100%, and that every single student gets his or her mandated services fully. Next slide. So this slide shows how many mandates are matched, meaning one student could have 4 mandates. The student could receive occupational therapy, speech, and physical therapy, or the student could be in an ICT classroom in English, math, science, and social studies. So that's where one student has multiple mandates. And as you can see, again, we are higher than ever before, and we will not stop until we are at 100% of all of the mandates being matched appropriately. And by the way, that's just the tip of the iceberg, because what we really want to see is great instruction. We want to see great instruction in every single classroom, but especially for our students who need it the most, for our students with disabilities, and also for our Ls. So as you can see, our L programming is, again, higher than it's ever been. That is due to my colleague, Vivian Liu, who is our L Services Administrator, on with us tonight. And we are going to just keep pushing forward until we are at 100% in compliance with all of our students receiving the number of minutes that they need, with the correct teachers and license areas, and so forth. Next. So we are doing many things in Queens South. A big focus is on progress monitoring. I think you've probably heard of MTSS, multi-tiered systems of support. And we do that in a variety of ways, but one of the things that we on the executive team, meaning the superintendent, deputy superintendent, special assistant, and what we did was having data chats with every single principal in December, in which we go over their data and we talk about, and they had to create a document for us in which they state how they are providing supports and services to students and how they are monitoring that progress. And we have many other things going on. The Deputy Chancellor visited in December, Dr. Blackburn. He was very pleased. He visited Campus Magnet in District 29, where we have 3 schools. We are preparing next week for our hot seat data session with the Chancellor and possibly the Mayor. All superintendents are going to be going through that if they have not already. And next week is our turn. So we are busy preparing for that. We have a principal pipeline program that I run that brings together about 15 assistant principals with the potential to become principals. We have our monthly principal summits, and we also have our co-leader professional learning. We call our assistant principals co-leaders because we believe very much not just in leadership, but in co-leadership. So many things going on. And I believe the next slide has even more things that we've done. Again, Dr. Blackburn visited with us. We've had 2 Kicking It with Van Ness visits to schools where Dr. Van Ness and team and community walk around the community, the school, meet parents, meet students. The most recent one was at Queens Metropolitan High School in District 28, and it was wonderful. We have collegial cohorts of collaboration, a nice name for principals hosting groups of their colleagues for our November principals conference, in which they showed off their schools and they presented their best practices to their colleagues. We have a district advisory group. We have a Scholars Collective in addition to the Borough Student Advisory Council. Dr. Van Ness gave the district town hall in November and will do so again in March. And we had a high school fair also at Campus Magnet, in which all of the high schools were represented and many, many middle school families and students came to learn about Queens South High Schools. And here are the many, very many professional learning opportunities that we provide on a monthly basis. All of these are monthly meetings ongoing through the rest of the school year in a variety of areas, all of the major content areas, but also for crisis training, TCIS, our programmers, the academic policy, performance and assessment leads have weekly office hours, parent coordinator trainings, all kinds of things. And don't forget that we have Regents exams coming up. Many of the high schools will be giving finals, or perhaps they call them midterm exams, over the next week. And then we'll have Regents exams. If you have a high school child or children, note that January 30th is no school as usual. It's Chancellor's Conference Day. And Tuesday, January 31st, the spring semester begins. And what we want to make sure in January is that every single student earns every single credit that he or she is taking, passes every course, gets their credits, continues on the road to graduation. And as you know, and as we have said in the past, oh, thank you, Ms. Sobers, for the compliment. As we said in the past, District 28 is the highest achieving district that we have. We're proud of that. I know you're proud of that. You should be. But we will not be satisfied until 100% of our students graduate. Let's continue to the next slide. We're almost done. We have a monthly newsletter. January newsletter came out yesterday, and hopefully you received it. We'll make sure you do. And I believe the next slide is an address from our superintendent for a minute.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Dr. Josephine Yaboa, as proud superintendent of Queens South High Schools. And I want to say Happy New Year. We are super excited to enter 2023, and I will tell you why. Here at Queens South High Schools, we believe that, like seeds, what you nurture will grow. And we are committed to planting seeds of excellence. Over the last 6 months, we have engaged in leadership one-to-ones, have provided high-quality professional development focused on teaching and learning, have engaged in school visits, and have really leveraged our diverse stakeholders in providing feedback and insight via our district advisory, our scholar collective, our state of the district town halls, and our Kicking It with NS opportunities. We believe that all of these things have set a strong foundation for our seeds of excellence to blossom and grow. As we enter 2023, I want us to remind ourselves of 3 things. 1, we are better together. Let us work in one accord to ensure the success of our students. 2, we are preparing our students for life beyond high school. Let us ensure that we have high expectations grounded in love, support, and dedication. And 3, there are no ceilings but the ones we create for ourselves. Let us enter 2023 with wisdom, confidence, and courage. I look forward to visiting your schools, popping into your classrooms, and being in community with our community. Be well. Happy New Year.
Okay, I think that's it. Big shout out to my colleague Vivian Liu, and thank you, Dr. Pate, for the kind words. We love Vivian, she's terrific. And now I will turn it over to the amazing Ana De Jesus, principal of Queens High School for the Sciences at New York College. So Vivian, you can stop sharing, and Ana has 5 to 7 minutes.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure. I'm Ana De Jesus, proud principal of Queens High School for the Sciences at York College. And I will give you a brief presentation of my school. I will also put my email on the chat and as well as a website. So feel free to email me or visit our website if you have any questions or any feedback. So let me just quickly just share. Okay, so Queens High School for the Sciences, this is my 7th year there. It is the only specialized high school in Queens. It is actually, the school was ranked number 2 last year based on the US Basin World Report. It has been ranked on the top 10 over the last 10 years or so. It is a gem. Many of our families and students do not know about the school, and I'm proud to say that over the last 6 years or so, our student enrollment has increased. And right now, we do not have the capacity of being able to have all the students that actually will qualify to attend the school. The school was founded in 2002. And it is located right there in the heart of Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, at the college, York College, which is a CUNY school. Like I said before, it is one of the 9 specialized high schools in the city. So admission to the school is solely based on this high school admission test, which is given a few times during the year. Our students are very diverse. I have a student population of 520 students, and we have students from all over the world, students who have been born here, students who just arrived to the United States, English language learners, former English language learners, students with IEPs. Believe it or not, we accommodate all the students because they do have the potential of doing well. One of our advantages is the partnership with the college, and because of that partnership, we're able not only to use their facilities, but at the same time offer students with a very rigorous coursework, which comprises of not only AP classes, but also of college classes that students are able to take as part of the high school program. Like I said before, very proud to the ranking, and we don't do the work because of that, but it's a nice recognition. And this is based on student college and career readiness, which is based on students' opportunities to college courses, to advanced placement courses, graduation rate, and also student masteries on regions. Our enrollment right now is, like I said before, 520 students from all over the world. Many of our students speak 2 or more languages. Attendance, 100% graduation rate. I don't have any wood, but knock on wood, even during the pandemic, our students did go through a lot, just like some other students, and the same thing for our staff, but they actually were very resilient. So even during the pandemic, we have had 100% graduation rate. This year, we all are also on target of having 100% graduation rate. And our students are not just earning Regents diploma, the students are earning advanced Regents diploma. Right now, we have about 99% of them are earning advanced Regents diploma, which is actually a very high recognition. In addition to that, some of them are earning advanced Regents diploma with honors in science or with honors in math. Next year, we're going to institute the capstone. We're going to be offering students a research seminar and also the capstone, which is going to make us a capstone school, which will help the students earn a capstone diploma, which is nationwide recognized. 99% attendance rate this year. We are also on track. Right now, we have the highest attendance rate out of District 28 high school. In addition to that, we do have a lot of clubs, because for me and actually my staff is offering students a well-rounded I guess, education, right? That is not just academics, but also what other opportunities do students have to engage in clubs, to do community service, and also to volunteer, to be mentors as well. We are very small, but yet we do offer a lot of, and this is more of our data, a lot of courses, and which is I can go, courses from AP courses that is open enrollment. We do not need a teacher recommendation. If a student is willing to do the work, the student is actually able to enroll in that class. So between AP classes and college classes, we offer about 20, ranging from AP Human Geography, offering 9th grade, Computer Science, to Calculus BC, to also Physics C, and next year we're adding additional classes. The AP classes are great, but at the same time, we have some students that do not do well on AP classes, and we want to make sure that they have the experience of taking rigorous classes. So probably 3 years ago, I started the program with your college, where we started with just one ELA class that became a college class where the students earn credit. And actually, over the last 3 years, the program has increased that I have students actually graduating with 32, sometimes 36 college credits. And these are credits are being offered by the school. The the courses are due enroll. So my teachers are actually having vetted by the college to teach these courses as part of the student program for free. It's a great opportunity for the students who actually already have a foundation and who many of them will choose to go to CUNY or SUNY. So they already have those credits. Students sometimes end up in the second year already when they go. In addition to the courses, we do have a great emphasis on research, advanced science research, introduction to research, and also math team. Many of our students have participated in math competition and also research competitions. We offer other courses that are not just science, like humanities courses such as public speaking, just research, even business. We do have students that are interested in business. And what I tell families and students, it's not just science and math. My goal, our goal is really to make sure that students are well-rounded and that they decide whatever they want to do later on. Our art and music program is very strong. I have a dedicated art teacher that offers courses from drawing to painting to graphic design, and also a music teacher that has music appreciation orchestra. And next year, I'm very excited to share this, we're going to be offering band. We were able to apply for a grant, and now we have instruments, and so we're going to offer that. And this is great for the students because they're very talented and also helps a lot with the social and emotional learning. And that, as a segue to social and emotional learning, we do emphasize that. I was able to hire a social worker 2 years ago, and she has been great, a great asset. And I want to thank the DOE for making sure the schools had the money that as part of that grant to have that, because I tried before, but I never had the budget. And also because of the generosity of the DOE, I was able to hire an additional guidance counselor. So I have 3 guidance counselors in which their caseload is actually much, much smaller. College preparation starts as early as in 9th grade with presentations, with mentoring, with workshop for students, one-on-one conversation with students, access to NAVIA and so forth. We do have a peer mentoring group, which is led by Arista, where all the Arista members have assigned 1 or 2 students in 9th grade to mentor. In addition to that, we also have a teacher assistant program where we have students actually working with teachers during tutoring to support their peers. Right now, believe it or not, we are in the process of programming for next year. So my counselors are meeting with students one-on-one, reviewing the transcript, going over their career goals, even if they're in 9th grade, and planning for next year to make sure that we are giving students as much as we can and that we are preparing for the courses that they need. We are expanding courses next year as well. And also we are expanding opportunities for students for college. And I'm happy to say that this year, about 90% of our students apply for early action or early decision. We already have students that were admitted into Princeton University, into Yale, Harvard, Brown, Stony Brook, Boston University, Boston College, so many other colleges. And I have 3 QuestBridge recipients that are going to get a full ride to different colleges, one of them being the University of Pennsylvania. So this is some of our data. Our goal is to all the students to be as prepared as possible to take that AP exam and to try their best. And we're I'm very optimistic about this upcoming year. We have the highest number of AP exams, which is about 1,200 AP exams that we're going to offer. That is for about 400 students. So we have students that are taking 3 to 4 AP exams. But we do encourage the students start early and that they do not have 3 or 4 AP exams in junior year or in senior year because they have so many other things to worry about. So again, I just mentioned as some of the things that we actually emphasize. This year, we also started clubs as part of our school day. I was able to work with the teachers. So on Fridays, we have shortened our period for a few minutes. Our periods are very long, 48 minutes, because I believe that the students should be spending the time in the classroom. Instruction is a priority for me, just like it is for District 28. So this year on Fridays, our students actually are part of a club that they chose, and they're facilitating those clubs with a teacher. So the students were able to choose whichever clubs interest them, and it's really they all look forward to that. Advisory, I have an advisory group. Tomorrow we have a meeting where I meet with the students to discuss the social and emotional needs. And this is not student government. This is all about what are some of the things that are stressing you, and what are some of the initiatives that you think you can actually suggest. Students are very bright, and the best ideas actually come out from those conversations and conversations that I have with other students. Events, we try to organize as many events as possible. Multicultural feast we have college trips. So we also have Lunar New Year celebration coming up. We also have Diwali. We are trying to celebrate students' cultures and backgrounds. We have also Pride Month also in June. So just to make sure the students actually feel reflected in the school. As part of that also is with as I hired is I'm hiring for people who are qualified, but at the same time, people who also are representative of the students who are multilinguals, and also who are representative of the student population that I have. And so that's something that we have done over the last few years. Sports, we do have sports and other clubs as well, and other things like clubs. And I think that's it. This is just some pictures of trips that we have done. Students are very ambitious. Sometimes it's like they want and you want to give them as much as you can, but they're really great. And every time that I come to work, it's really an inspiration for me to be there. I have great teachers and guidance staff and support staff, right? That sometimes are the one running the school behind, right? The school aides and the family worker. So it has been, I'm very happy to be where I am, and I think the sky is the limit. So I thank you so much for the opportunity. And School Construction Authority is here. We have been advocating for a building for so many years. The needs of our students and also the District of Queens are so much tremendous. But there's a need for a bigger specialized high school in Queens, because I can have a school of 1,200 students, or even 2,000 students, or even 3,000 students, or just as big as Brooklyn Tech, because we do have the talent in Queens, and there's no need as to why we have students from Queens traveling to the Bronx or traveling to Manhattan to other specialized high schools.
Thank you, Principal De Jesus. We want to thank you so much. We are grateful for the work you're doing at that school, and your school is a model for many schools in our district. And I'm sure with the amazing leadership of our district team, Queens South, and Mr. Chernoff, and under the superintendent, we're all in this together. And thank you so much for providing this amazing opportunity for our families to learn about this Queens High School for the Sciences. And we'll definitely have you back another time to really talk more about how can parents get their kids in that school, right? I feel like a lot of times parents at the time to choose a school are like, oh, well, my kid doesn't match the needs of that school and the whole line. So if we start telling our elementary students now, our families now, that this is what you need to do now to secure a seat at my school, I think we're kind of doing the right thing before, the carriage and the horse kind of thing, kind of. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Chernoff. Thank you so much for being here and always giving us a lot of information. We appreciate it. And we see you again in January, March month. Again, we'll see this Queens South High School team. Thank you so much. Folks, so we are down to now our last item on the agenda, which is the CEC28 resolution in support of CEC29's resolution, which is against the co-location request of Success Academy at the high school in their district. So at this point in time, we're going to be asking our council member Simone Donbach, who sponsored this resolution, to speak about it briefly. And at this point in time, we'll be doing a vote directly after. And then we'll be moving on to our public comments, council member reports, and then public comments. Ms. Dornbach.
Thank you, Vijay. So our council decided that we would like to support the community in District 29 because they are challenged by the same situation as we in District 28. Success Academy there's a proposal for the co-location of Success Academy at the Springfields Garden. I do know that several of our council members were in attendance for the joint public hearing, for the SLT meeting that they had, as well as the walkthrough. And in our opinion, they are in the exact same position as our schools. There is not enough space, and it would really impact the students' ability to grow and learn. And so we decided that we would like to support District 29 with a resolution. Dorinda, would you please be so kind and share the resolution? Vijay, I can't hear you.
Dorinda, you got it? Or you want me to share it? Okay, I'll share it here.
Thanks, Vijay.
Sure. I'm getting it up. 1 second. Sorry about that. Here it is. Okay, there it is. Is this large enough? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I will have to be, I'm sorry, I'm on a phone. It's very hard for me to read it.
I can do that for you if you want me to do that for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Sure, thank you. Simone is traveling, so she's still making the extra effort to be here, and we thank you for doing all that you do, Simone. Thank you so much. So this resolution, as she mentioned, Simone mentioned, is we are supporting District 29s in their effort to stop the co-location of a school at one of the high schools in District 29, and she's asking that be it resolved that the Community Education Council, CEC28Q, stands with D29 Community Education Council and the D29 community in opposing the proposal of to co-locate Success Academy Charter School into the Q420 Springfield Gardens educational campus. Therefore, be it resolved that CEC28Q strongly calls on this New York City Education Department of Education to remove the proposed co-location of Success Academy Charter School with Q420 Springfield Gardens High School campus from the panel for Education Policy, PEP, agenda on January 24th, 2023, and be it further resolved the New York City Department of Education, DOE, should protect and further support D29 public schools by investing in them rather than diverting resources to charter schools. Therefore, be it further resolved, CEC28Q will partner with CEC29Q, the District 29Q school community, and the elected official representatives to advocate against Success Academy proposal to co-locate inside for Q420 Springfield Gardens Educational Campus. Did you want to say anything else about this, Simone?
No. I would just like to, I don't know if I'm using the right words I would like to make a motion to vote. Or if there's any council member who would like to make any comment or suggestion, I think that would be the time to make a comment.
So we're gonna have to ask also the community, right? So baby, can you just chime in really quickly here, baby? Baby, are you there? So does anyone in the public have any comments about this specific resolution that we're proposing? Any feedback, anyone?
Shirley?
There was one hand up and it went down.
I think it was Shirley hand was up, I think it was. Okay, I'll ask Adriana, go ahead.
President's Council also agrees to stand with District 29, and we will adopt this proposal resolution. We completely stand behind them.
Excellent. So I guess once we adopt it also, you can also borrow and we can do the same thing too. Great. So Shirley, your hand was up and I saw it down again. So I'm not sure if it's up or I can't unmute. So Shirley, let me look for Dorinda. Can you help us out there, Elena? Thank you.
I got it now.
There you
So
go.
I would say I applaud the District 28, but you need to partner up with CCHS because that's their jurisdiction because it's high school. They are the ones who take the lead. They're the ones who had the joint public hearing. CEC did that resolution in support with CCHS and President's Council. So you should also partner up with them as well because high schools are under CCHS.
Thank you.
Okay.
So how, Shirley, sorry, how would that work? So we are passing the resolution and then we get in touch with them? Okay.
Okay, so let's do this. We can move forward now. So any council members, do you have any comments, concerns? Comments, concerns, questions? Okay. So then Simone, can you just make a motion to make a vote, have a vote now at this point?
I would like to make a motion to vote in support of District 29, CEC District 29 in opposing the co-location of Success Academy.
Okay, I second that.
Second.
Thank you. And we can ask our secretary, Leila, if you could do a roll call, please.
President Vijay Ramjatan,
Yes, I support.
First Vice President Barbara Williams,
She said yes, she can't unmute.
Treasurer Lou Zhao,
Yes.
Second Vice President Ted Chang,
He said yes, he said he can't unmute.
oh, hold on, he might have rejoined.
Yeah, I'm voting yes, thank you.
Okay, you got it, okay. Myself, Elena Minova, yes. Member Natifa Lewis.
Yes.
Member Shaliza Dean.
Yes.
Member Rajwinder Kaur. Rajwinder. Let me see if she's
She able to unmute?
She said yes in the chat. I guess she can't unmute.
Okay.
Okay. Member Cassandra Alexander.
Yes.
Member Simone Dornbeck.
Yes.
Great, unanimous, yes.
Okay, so the resolution is passed. Thank you so much, sir, Ms. Dornbach, for proposing this resolution. We appreciate it, and thank you for all the co-sponsors also. And it is passed. So at this point in time, let me just get back there really quickly, folks. Give me 1 second. Here it is. It's over. So now this brings us to our council member reports and updates. So I'll just be calling all the members and you can provide your updates. We actually keep it like under 2 minutes, please, because we want to make sure we give the public a chance to speak also, but feel free to go ahead and do what you gotta do. So at this point in time, Barbara Williams, well, she can't unmute at this point. So, but she can speak at this point in time, but Ted Chang, go ahead, Second Vice President.
I just want to know if SCA is still here, because I had a question for them, but I just got kicked off the meeting and it took me a while to get back in. Is Danielle still here, or I guess they've already left?
I think, let's see here. I think they're left already.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just, it was going to be a question to SCA, but I'll just make it as a comment. There's a lot of sort of climate change related capital spending that's happening in New York City as well as around the country. We have the Inflation Reduction Act that just passed, and just sort of in the residential market, I'm seeing it happening all over the place, that people are installing heat pumps for their air conditioning and their heating, and people are electrifying their stoves, and there's all kinds of stuff happening with, and I know that during the previous mayor, there was an announcement that all the classrooms were going to be electrified so that air conditioning can be installed. And I just want to kind of put it out there that we really need to be considering, using these more current technologies to do this stuff, because, whatever investments we make now are going to be, they're going to, it's a big investment, and then they're going to be there for a long time. So, it's sort of like once you spend that money, it's going to be there for the next 20 years, 30 years. So I just really want to encourage the DOE to think about, what's happening right now across the country in terms of electrification and using more energy efficient technologies when buildings do their upgrades, because it's happening in residential and commercial, and we should definitely have that on top of mind. I know there's a pilot to do some electric buses in New York City as well, and I think there's some federal funding for that. And I just think that, I hope the SCA is sort of doing that type of planning, so that the money we spend now is not just, an investment in yesterday's technology. Thanks.
Thank you, Ted. Recording Secretary Elena Aminova.
Good evening, everyone. I am just astonished this month as to the number of meetings that we had with regards to Success Academy, and that this is still on the table, with the number of late night meetings that many of us have participated in up until almost 2 o'clock in the morning, with so many people that are not happy with what's going on, and why is it still being part of the conversations at the Department of Education. It is just so heartbreaking that there's so much time spent on this versus other key priority initiatives within our schools. So much energy is being spent on this, and it is still not being heard. And I am just concerned that there's a pattern to this, that there are public meetings, yet the voices are not getting through, and that ultimately there's an agenda behind it that unfortunately might be pushed through for whatever reasons, because we've seen this happen before. And we want to deliver the message that, first of all, parent voices matter, that and not just parent voices, right? I mean, we are here for the most part as parents, but leaders of the schools' voices matters, as well as our students' voices matters. And we've heard from so many parents, so many students, so many school administrators and teachers, and yet this is still on the table. I've attended several SLT meetings this month, and it's on the table at many SLTs within our districts. It's been passed as resolutions within many SLTs, as well as a discussion topic at many parent association PTA meetings. Again, it is unfortunate that this is taking so much time from the agendas from so many meetings, and I just want to make sure that if somebody is here or if this recording is being watched, that it goes through to somebody. And Happy New Year, everyone. Hope this is a bright new year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elena. Next, we're going to be having our treasurer, Lu Zhao.
Not much, to report for this month, and echo everybody's, opinion that I think it has been said, many times. The co-location issue has been expressed the opinion, by many schools and leaders, and I think this is a time for DOE to really sit down and really consider this. One thing I applaud, Natifa's effort. I read her, email. She actually did a lot of work to suggest, alternatives and, other ideas. Basically, that's what DOE should do. Not really try to push forward when the community is fully against it. Another thing is I think last meeting there was a parent raised the question of grammar issue. I think everybody was so focused on the charter issue. So I think maybe next month I wanna we can once this done, then we can redirect our focus on some more details, really education issues that many parents are concerned. So just heads up, I probably will talk to you and talk to Dr. Pate a little bit more on this, because there's several parents reached out to me for similar issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Members Rajendra Kaur.
Hi, good evening. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. And for today's presentation, the presentations were made that answered so many questions. The concerns about the food and the education, that answers so many questions. Yeah, there was, there are some school safety concerns still. The schools do not have, what do you call it? No. The school safety agents, they do not have the the safety is the top concern. And the concern in safety in every regard, even if it's a crossing guards or the students themselves, their fights.
Sorry.
That's okay. Their fights or their food concerns, because another concern was of food which is being distributed during the lunch. Like they cleared everything. The burgers, kids were eating as a veggie burger, even though it was mentioned in the schedule that kids should be served veg, but kids were eating beef burger, which was a big concern for the people who were religiously concerned. Rest, helping few schools with their hiring of the parent coordinators. And that's it as of now. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rajendra. I encourage you to please email the Office of Food and Nutrition Services that concern and CC myself, and let us get this concern taken care of. And all the parents do the same thing too.
Yes.
Thank you. Next member, we have Latifa Lewis.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've been having some audio issues.
I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. My report, first of all, so safety is still somewhat an issue. There's been less, I think, concern. Some things have sorted a bit around, like drop off and pickups, with agents and so forth. A bigger concern right now, I think, is sometimes the construction on the way to and from the school. I iterated it in a previous meeting, I think a safety meeting we had, but I really do think that the district should take back to DOE and to the mayor that some of the ongoing construction should be timed, that they do not happen, that the bulk of it, there shouldn't be dumping things across roadways that people are going to school at the same time that school buses, all of these things are doing, causing traffic to be rediverted. Those things, if maybe should start at 10 o'clock or something like that, when it's not in the middle of rush hour traffic. I also, based on meetings with some of my different schools, a lot of people already exhausted the Success Academy issue and the fact that so many schools are signing on for co-location. There's also a need for the district and the DOE in general to look at districts, to look at programs in a holistic manner. Right now, we have at the PS40 312 campus, the very result that is going to happen at MS72 and Springfield Gardens and so forth if these co-locations go through. Right now, they're consolidating these schools because schools that were split years ago and have turned around and are growing and are doing lots of great things within the community are now unable to grow within their own spaces. Okay, that is causing a potential disenfranchisement for some of the parents, or for one school over the other. I know there are concerns there, although it may be trying to be done as equitably as possible. If we can see this happening now, why should we be just down the block creating that situation, not now with 2 DOE schools that can more seamlessly join with each other, but implementing an entire foreign body into locations that they do not need to. It was great to have the food tasting people coming out today. However, the devil is in the details again. All of the tastings go well. I would love to go to school tastings. I love tastings in general. Just as many school, students would like to get away from school, go on a little bit of a field trip. But when it comes back to the school, the quality of what is actually presented to the children does not usually match what was the advertised menu. It looks like that nice, pretty fast food picture you see, as opposed to the soggy burger that you get, especially on like the meatless Mondays and Fridays and whatnot. The food is cold. Things are being, while we're talking about being more healthy and caring for the environment, some of the things that are being warmed in plastic and still cold, you worry about what is seeping into it and all of these kind of things. Many kids, as much as we're spending millions and millions of dollars on school food every year, many kids don't eat it. They're still accumulating at the delis on the corner and so forth, sometimes without their parents' knowledge, because what they actually get becomes inedible. Even sometimes the school food personnel look at the food and it's like, I'm not, they may not verbally say it, but you can get from them that they wouldn't eat it for their own self. So I think besides just looking at menus, we also need to look at the actual implementation. What is actually happening in these kitchens? And again, it's not usually because it's not because, you have people who don't care or whatnot. They're forced to use certain things and it's not adding up to what we're saying that we're actually presenting to the students. Another thing with the mayor's the mayor now becoming the new governor in terms of the last minute extensions of the emergency leave, it makes it hard to plan for meetings that are supposed to be either in person, to provide for school support for to provide for school support, because most of our community is multilingual, things of that sort. It makes it really hard for planning. And I understand that you can extend an emergency for a year, but it should not be as much of a stretch, maybe to do it 2 months at a time, as opposed to, a few days before it's actually done. In that case, if you do need to do things that require that DOE is requiring you to have 2 weeks in advance or things of that sort, then you can actually make plans. At this point in time, it feels a little bit, anxiety inducing to do anything, because you don't know whether you can do it in person or not, if it's governed under open meetings law. And we do see some leadership changes. Great. It was great to see some of the principals that were I guess confirmed. We do have a couple people throughout who are moving around, so those things happen a lot. We are just asking, many schools feel a little bit blindsided when the changes are put forward to them, even though they have definitely been on the table, sometimes rumored for months before they actually start coming forward. So again, in the area, we always speak about transparency. We need to see like more accountability coming from central to district, to schools, to families, that is actually transparent, not just transparent the day before, but transparent in a very timely manner. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Latifa. Next, we're going to have Shaliza Dean.
You're going to make me follow Latifa? Latifa, how can I keep up with that? I will just echo what Latifa said for many of her concerns. I just want to add my 2 cents when it comes to Success Academy, in that sense where it's the emotional trauma that our students are going through, who applied and may or may not get in, and the ones who are currently in the schools that are thinking they have to share their schools and the trauma that they're going to go through, the anxiety, all of that, I still see troubling as this as all of this getting close to an end, but it's still feeling like a beginning. In terms of our community, I was actually in a high school meeting last night where they're discussing safety agent and hiring safety agent, and more safety agents are coming out. It's a 17-week training, I think they said, something massive. And I think more importantly, if we pay our safety agent more money, we're gonna have more people to protect our children in case of an incident. In that sense, my community is not complaining at the moment, so things are calm. I did want to share pleasant news that I had the privilege of giving Miss Sue, our superintendent, her award on behalf of the CEC, and that was I learned so much about her. I didn't know her, from just a few meetings that we, she's on, and hear her talk and things of such. But I learned so much about this incredible woman during that time that Dr. Bate introduced me as saying I'm leaving, and I did not leave. I had to stay. So that was some pleasant news. But there are a lot of wrinkles in general for us to work out with education and education justice for our family. And we need to just keep working and trying our best to do what's best for our students and keep thriving. And I cannot believe our 2 years are almost up. And it's time for parents who are here to apply to CEC if you want to be part of the conversation and making a stronger impact. I highly recommend you get involved and bring more competition, but this is what it's about: bring the stronger voice and more qualified voices that can come and share their input, the better for our communities. All right, take care, guys. Oh,
Thank
happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Lisa. And what Lisa referring to is Deputy Superintendent Ms. Sue Kong resigned. And I thought at our last meeting in December, she announced that. So for those of you who missed that, we have lost an amazing champion, pioneer in our field, who was Miss Sue Kong, who was our deputy. And yeah, she's just phenomenal, but she's deserving, right? She needs to take care of herself and do what she gotta do. So most definitely we're happy for her. Next we're gonna have Miss Cassandra Alexander, our council member.
Hi, happy New Year's, everyone. Good
Happy New Year.
evening. I just have this one thought. We always say it is all about parents having voices and engaging families to be our true partners. How can they be true partners if their voices do not matter? The parents and students have spoken in regards to opposing co-locations of schools. Our parents feel that their voices matter. If our parents feel like their voices matter, then we will have more parent engagement, period. Let us start the change by hearing and listening to our parents' voices. They have spoken loud and clear. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Ms. Alexander. And Simone Dombach, member.
Thank you. I wish you all a happy new year, and I would like to also comment on the Success Academy co-location. It feels like years since we met the last time in December. So many things have been happening. I had the privilege to attend the walkthrough at the campus at Q72. It is indeed impossible to have another school there. I just want to publicly affirm this. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have seen with my own eyes that the children from the District 75 school are having gym in the locker room. I saw it personally, and I think it's outrageous. I agree with you, Elena. This should not be on the table anymore. But I do want to make a positive comment because everything is very upsetting. but I do want to uplift our community, District 28. I'm just amazed and I'm really inspired by all of you parents who came out in opposing the co-location, in forming groups, in writing to the PEP members, in reaching out to elected officials, in speaking your truth, in sitting in a long meeting until 1 a.m. to voice your opinion. And that, I think, is amazing, and I'm really, really happy. And I do want you to continue your advocacy. It's important. The PEP meeting is still on. We still have to show up strong, and I know we can do it. Please come all, make your voice heard, sign up early to speak. We need to have as many parents and students and teachers and principals as possible to come and speak and show everyone that no, you cannot do this with us. And it is not something that it's only one part of the district who is in opposition. It is clearly the entire district. I have seen so many resolutions being shared with the CEC from all kinds of schools all over the district. This is clearly a message from all of us. We do not want this co-location happening. So please continue to show up. Please attend the PEP meeting. We need you. And I think if we all work together, there is hope, and we might be able to win this fight. So thank you all.
Thank you so much. I'll keep my report really short because you all said everything beautifully and wonderfully. Thank you all, council members, for really coming and bringing on your reports. It's important. And also too, for our district families and members and constituents and stakeholders. We got this. United we stand, right? United we stand. And when we come together, we are greater in numbers. And we have shown that, we have proven that, and we have showed up at every avenue when it comes to things that matter. So, you know, we have today with us the UFT representative for District 28. His name is Bruce Zihal, and I'm going to ask him just to give us a quick update. He has done a lot of work in terms of supporting our schools and helping them with resolutions and preparing resolutions, etc. So, Bruce, can you just give us an update to where we are right now?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I totally agree with what Simone just said and what Elena said earlier. Want to echo the fact that it's unfortunate that the DOE, Mayor Adams and Chancellor Banks have at this particular point wasted so much of District 28's time on this situation. A situation where they're making a proposal which outright harms the children of our district. And the entire district knows it. The entire district is supporting the Catherine and Count Basie campus in opposition to this. But it's not just that, it's all of Queens. All right, there are CECs all over Queens that are supporting, all right, the Catherine and Count Basie campus in opposition to this. And what I have to say is, yes, there is hope. All right, as Simone said, right, there is hope that we can win here. We've never seen this kind of unity, not only in our district, but we're talking about a whole borough. A whole borough is against this. So there is hope, and we have to continue doing what we've been doing. And the work that we have done has been absolutely amazing. It has been incredible. Everywhere I go, people know District 28 now, and they know exactly what's going on here and the struggle that we all have. What we need to continue doing is we need to continue contacting the PEP members in opposition. I want you to be aware that by the time the PEP vote happens now, the PEP is expanded. There are more PEP members. So we will be needing to reach out to those additional members as well. In addition to that, we need to continue to reach out to our elected officials to support us, and they are supporting us. I will be sending out to the CEC and the community certain recent updates. Donovan Richards just issued a letter to Mayor Adams in opposition and strong opposition to this co-location and in support of District 28 and District 29 in terms of their efforts to oppose the co-location. There was just a news story at 5:30 p.m. on CBS News regarding our situation at the Catherine and Count Basie campus, where our parents and our staff so eloquently expressed the issues that face our students at the campus at this time, as well as the students and staffs and parents at the Springfield Gardens campus, which is housed within District 29. So we are doing everything that we possibly can to basically protect our students here in District 28 and District 29. And I'm so glad that CEC District 28 passed the resolution tonight in support of District 29. We have to continue doing what we were doing. Like I said, in terms of emailing PEP members, in terms of emailing D28 proposals at schools.nyc.gov, in terms of emailing our elected officials to continue supporting us. We have to continue our campaign with the media, which the media is very interested in this situation right now. And I see, you know, there's some concerns in the chat here about what might happen at the PEP meeting, which right now on the DOE's website is scheduled for January 24th at 6 p.m. With a sign up for speaking at 5:30 p.m. Now, we've been hearing through our sources about very strong rumblings that this meeting may be changed in certain ways. All right, right now it's listed as being live at Long Island City High School. Our sources are telling us that the DOE wants to make this virtual. Well, that's obvious why they want to make it virtual. It's easier for them to deal with us virtually than it is to deal with us live. They don't want to deal with us live. Additionally, when it goes virtual, we're hearing rumblings that the date might be changed from the 24th to the 25th. People's concerns on the chat that even if the meeting is on the 24th, that this meeting may go into the wee hours of the morning is absolutely correct, but we cannot relent. We must all show up and we must go through this process, however long it lasts. It may last. This may be a 24-hour ordeal, quite frankly, the way it's sounding right now. If they move our PEP vote on District 28 and District 29 to the 25th, there are other co-location proposals already on that agenda for the 25th for the Bronx. And everybody knows here how long the joint public hearings were for 28 and 29. Our joint public hearing went on till about 11:30 p.m. District 29's went on to about, I think, 1 or 1:30 in the morning. Just our two votes alone, all right, are going to take a tremendous amount of time, in addition to be piled on to possibly some Bronx co-locations on the 25th.
Thank you.
So whatever they dish out to us, all right, we have been able to deal with so far. We've dealt with the fact that they've dropped these co-locations right around the holidays. They didn't think that District 28 was going to be able to organize the way that we have, and we have. We're coming out of this stronger than we've ever been before, no matter what happens here. So when this PEP vote occurs, right now it's on the 24th, live at Long Island City High School, 6 o'clock p.m., but a 5:30 p.m. sign up to speak. All right, whether it occurs on that date or whether it occurs on the 25th virtually, We all have to show up. We all have to speak. We saw what Success Academy does at these meetings. All right, now, I know this was the first experience for some people with Success Academy seeing this, right? But there are others on this particular meeting right now that have had experience with Success Academy, have seen this before. This is what they do, all right? They pile up their people who they're claiming are their parents. We don't know for sure, all right? But there's certainly 98% of them were from other boroughs, have no idea anything about our particular campus, our situation at Catherine and Count Basie. And even the few people they had from the community did not express any desire that they wanted their children to be going to school at the Catherine Count Basie campus at a Success Academy there. They had their children going to other schools within the city. There is no desire within our district that has been shown for a Success Academy to be placed within our district anywhere. No matter what Eva Moskowitz says that she has so many people that are waiting, where is this list? I don't think it exists because there has not been one person on any of these meetings from Success Academy stating that they wanted their children to go to the Catherine and Count Basie campus for Success Academy.
Thank you, Bruce.
So just one last thing on these meetings, whenever they occur, all right, we all have to show up, we all have to speak, and they may go well into the night, and we can't relent, all right? We can't give up, all right? Whatever they throw at us, we give them back more. Thanks, VJ.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Thank you so much. And folks, right now, please, we're going to be posting stuff on our website about this PPEP meeting, and we would like you to really keep the pressure on. This is, I can't tell you what to say, but just look at the data, right? Look at our resolutions that was passed. Over 34 schools in our district passed the same resolutions opposing these co-locations. So please do support your schools, ask your principals how you can get involved. This is to protect our district. It's for all of us here. And we got this together as a team. And we'll bring coffee and bread and cheese and all kind of snacks and all that stuff for everyone. Trust me, we will do this. Okay, we're going to move forward now to the public comment section. Thanks for your patience. So we're going to be asking our recording secretary, Elena, to please call the names of the list. Everyone, you'll have 3 minutes to make a comment or ask a question. Elena?
Yes, the first one is Ari Ines from New York State Senator Leroy Comrie's office. And I am adding those that have asked later on. So I'm putting your names in.
Is Ari able to unmute?
Me too.
I can help you with that.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. My name is Ari Innes. I'm from the office of New York State Senator Leroy Comrie. Thank you for having me. This discussion that we've been having tonight regarding the co-location of Success Academy is also a concern for the senator. And he is working with the other electeds within the boroughs, namely Councilmember Richards, Borough President Richards, Councilmember Williams, and Sylvina Brooks Powers were within our district regarding Success Academy's desire to co-locate within the district schools. I do have a few announcements for some upcoming events that we have for the rest of the month of January. I just want to go through that briefly because I know we have a lot of participants tonight who would like to speak regarding other matters. On the 16th, which is next Monday, we have a Martin Luther King Day of Service celebration event from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Jamaica Performing Arts Center, which is at 15310 Jamaica Avenue. If you'd like to attend the event, we still have some reservations available. Please call our office at 718-765-6359. We also have on the 19th and the 30th, a MTA MetroCard mobile van, which will be on the 19th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Theodore Jackson Senior Center. The van will be outside. And it will also be on the same day, the 19th, from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Robert Couch Senior Center, which is at 13757 Farmers Boulevard. On the 21st, we will be having a free e-waste recycling event. The truck will be in front of the Senator's District Office, which is at 11343 Farmers Boulevard, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine. If you have any electronics, a television, computer, laptop, whatever it may be, you can get rid of it on that day at at Senator Comrie's office. Just wanted to give a reminder to everyone as well that the Department of Finance tax exemptions are now open. The deadline is March 15th to apply for your new exemptions if you don't already have them. Our office is trying to provide workshops with the Department of Finance to get those done, but we can still help you within the office. And once again, if you give us a call, we are here for yourself and the community. Our office is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Except on Fridays, we close a little bit earlier at 3 p.m. Please give us a call at 718-765-6359. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jessica Zillo is next. Jessica, you should be able to unmute.
Sure, thank you so much, because I asked my question earlier. I just have a simple statement. Can you please find out when unvaccinated parents will be let back into the buildings? It's gone on long enough. Please let us all in. We all want to see what our kids are doing and see the inside of the classrooms. It was great. I was able to volunteer recently at Mel's, and as a new 6th grade parent, it was nice to see the inside of the building. But I am one of the lucky ones. I am vaccinated, but I would like to see everybody be allowed into the buildings. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zillo. Ari Feldman.
Sorry, trying to deal with technology. Thanks so much. And thank you to all of you on the council and everyone who has spoken up. It's amazing to see how much organizing there's been against the co-locations. I popped this in the chat, but I just wanted to say it aloud in case people didn't see it. There are going to be some actions next week, specifically contacting electeds. Ms. Innes from Comrie's office, I hope you're still here. I was really excited to see that Senator Comrie sent a letter to Mayor Adams opposing the co-location at Springfield Gardens. We're hoping to have a joint letter from a number of electeds opposing both the Springfield Gardens campus and MS72 campus co-locations. So our goal next week is to get a number of electeds on board with that, because we know that this is not just about the merits, but it's also about the political pressure. We know that many of those who vote on the PEP vote because they do what the mayor asks them to do. So we need to get pressure on the mayor, we need to get pressure on those PEP members, and that's going to partly happen through politics and not just from constituents, unfortunately. So if you are interested in getting involved, I'm going to pop a link in the chat that has some resources like email templates and things like that. But I'm also going to, I'll pop it in one more time, our email for the PS303 Racial Equity Committee. We are, like I said, we're organizing some actions next week, and we would love for more people to get involved. And thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Adriana Alicia is next. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
It's breaking up. It's still breaking up.
Yeah, something with audio.
We heard the kid. We heard your child.
Bluetooth is great until we need it to be great. Okay, can you
go.
guys hear me now?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay. I'd have two questions. The first is related to the co-location. It's like all I think about nowadays. I want to know what the morning after looks like. What are the next steps? What is our legal recourse if this doesn't go the way that we all want it to go? There have to be things that can be done, right? I come from a very different world. My background is in advertising and the legal side of that. So my initial reaction is we file an injunction, but that's not, I understand that that may not be necessarily proper form in education or dealing with the DOE. So I'd like to have us start thinking about that as well, right? The morning after is going to suck, or potentially may suck, but we need to be prepared for that as well. My second question is if anyone has received any updates regarding with respect to the oversight hearing that was held on the 16th of November regarding federal COVID-19 relief funding. The COO and CFO of that was Videra and Sarita Scott, Emma Videra, I think that's her name, and Sarita Scott were unable to present a lot of the data that they were asked about by the city council because they just didn't bring it with them conveniently. And everyone who attended that hearing was told that we would receive an update in coming months, and it's been like 2 months. So if anyone has that information, please pass it along to me. I'll put my email in the chat because I would like to update all our PAs here. Thank you.
So Alicia, if you, Adriana, sorry, you can email us. If you can email us the CEC. Dorinda, can you please put our email on the chat, and you can email us that question, the second question, and then we can elevate it also if we need to, and tell us who, so we could come from the CEC also. We could get the results back also from all sides. Is that fair? And also for your first question, I think we're not going to go with the cup half empty. We're going to go half full. We are going to succeed in this, and definitely the CEC will be there to support and also do a whole, maybe we could do a little debrief after or something. We'll talk about that, but I think we should definitely connect offline and let's talk about this some more. I'll see you this Friday at the meeting, the district meeting, and we'll exchange information. Thank you.
Thank you. Danica Wood, I don't want to butcher the name, but Danica, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hi, everyone. So before I start speaking, I would just like to know, does my comment have to be directly related to the charter school location, co-location?
Public comment, anything.
Okay.
Anything, you have 3 minutes. Anything.
Perfect. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So I have a son in kindergarten, and I would just like to start off by saying that I brought my concern to the school in the very beginning of the year. My husband and I, we've spoken with the teachers, we've spoken with the principal. We have not had the best, I would say, interaction with the principal due to a variety of factors that I'm not going to get into in a public forum. But with that being said, my biggest concern is the transparency with parents when it comes to potentially moving a child up a grade. We have real concerns about where our child is, and we have concerns about keeping him where he's at is an issue, and there's no transparency regarding the process. I understand everybody, has thoughts about their child, and children are not the same in school as it is at home, but when it's rote things that we're seeing our child do, actual problems, equations, and things of that nature, and we're not told who is testing them, what the iReady data actually means, if the iReady data is accurate, if the iReady data is not matching up with what we are seeing our child do and say and learn. This is a really big problem for me, especially when the information to keep a child back is so available and willing to be given. With that being said, we're in a pandemic. We've been through the pandemic. So as we know, the learning for all of our students are, in different areas. And it concerns me, just as even somebody also working in a public school, I see the vast differences between somebody who I work in District 2 and then living in District 28, how I'm treated as a parent and how I myself as an educator treat other parents in this other district. And it's bringing me a real cause for concern. And I really don't know who else to bring my issue to and how to go about doing that and to empower us. And the reason why I'm happy that I'm here for this charter school thing, because for my child to see my kid not be given the benefit of the doubt, and the parents as well, it leads us to start to consider these things. And like I said, I mentioned, I'm a very big public school advocate, right? I grew up public school all the way. So it's very heartbreaking for me as a parent, a fairly new parent. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, not have my concerns listened to. When I bring research, when I bring, you know what I'm saying, when I offer suggestions, it's very disheartening. So I would like to know who I can reach out to and talk to, in addition to the people at my child's school about something like this, and not just for my child, but for all children in terms of where they, you know, quote unquote, should be at, right? Maybe a kid needs more support, but maybe they can be moved another grade. And I keep hearing things, you know, I'm an expert on social emotional learning. It's not all about that. And how about things that when you're not challenged can, can affect your social emotional learning? How about that? And I'm not getting that. And I just would like to know where and who to speak to if I feel as a parent. Sorry. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Pate.
Hi, Ms. Danica. Thank you very much. I already messaged you in the chat. And please reach out via email tonight. And you will have someone, myself, most probably it will be Sonia Rueda, to call you on tomorrow, so that we can begin this conversation and get a resolution for you.
Thank you. And that's why CC meetings are important, because you get direct access to the superintendent, right? So principals, please tell your parents, this is what happens, right? So we love Dr. Pate. It's not about, well, we'll think about it, or just email me. We'll get things done, because like the mayor said, get stuff done. This is get District 28. We get things done too, right? Thank you, Dr. Pate.
Sure. Thank you.
And to Danica, just know that this CEC here, we're all about elevating your voice. So definitely our email is always accessible to you. And if you feel like your needs are not being met at the local level, school level, etc., definitely we are here to support your needs and concerns also, to bring the best solution with the district. And we'll work tirelessly for that too. For you and for all parents to know that. That's what we're here for too. Elena?
Maroa Roigi, I believe. Let me ask on. There we go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marwa Rigi. I'm an outreach coordinator at the Civilian Complaint Review Board. For those who may not know, the CCRB is a city government agency that investigates, mediates, and prosecutes complaints of police misconduct against members of the NYPD. Really quickly, my announcement is about our Youth Advisory Council. We are still taking applications through the month of January. And for anyone who just wants to know more about our Youth Advisory Council, it's a council for young New Yorkers between the ages of 10 to 18 who are really passionate about criminal justice issues and improving police community relations. And they'd work directly with CCRB staff. Not only would they work with us, they'd advise us, right, on how to better engage young New Yorkers and have them serve as ambassadors to their communities for the agency. And they'll participate in these really great activities with their fellow council members. And they'll get to work on a special project throughout the year. We'll most likely meet once a month. We were not sure yet whether or not we're going to have it virtual or in person for 2023, but we will let folks know. So yeah, it's a really great opportunity. And I will share the link in the chat for anyone who knows any young people who would be really interested in this opportunity. Okay, that's my announcement. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their night, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Lynette?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening and Happy New Year to each and every one of you. My name is Lynette Shelbourne-Barfield, District Director for New York City Council Speaker Adrienne Adams, and also her Education Liaison. I have a few announcements and little bit of information. So for January, we will be hosting an Oath Day. Oath is the Office of Administration, Trials, and Hearings, whereby those who may have received summonses from city agencies would like assistance in rectifying them. So this event, the Oath event, would be January 19th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I always say, even if this does not apply to you, share with your neighbor and other community residents. You never know who needs the services, and they are free. Also, we will be hosting a citizenship event at York College on January 21st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that's pretty much, we offer that quite a bit. And we also have legal services, free legal services in the office of the district office of Speaker Adrian Adams. You must only call for an appointment, and we have a staff that will facilitate such appointment. Also, for those of you who this applies to, and just knowledge sake again, and information that can be shared, the discretionary funding application is available on the New York City Council website. The deadline for submitting the application is Tuesday, February 21st, 2023 at 5 p.m. Organizations that fail to submit an application by that deadline will not be eligible for discretionary expense funding for this cycle. And keep in mind, this application period is for discretionary funding fiscal year 2024. And I'll put the application on the online application link in your chat. And then please feel free to call our office if you have some questions, and we can direct you for direct assistance. And I have another event, a community event, again, a free event. Aftershock is an original documentary now streaming on Hulu. This is a powerful story of two families on the front line of the birth justice movement and the urgent need for systemic changes in both healthcare and government. So we are hosting, Speaker Adams is hosting, and you are invited to a special viewing of the Aftershock documentary. And also it'll be a panel discussion with members from the film. So if you would like to follow this topic and be a part of this Hulu exclusive viewing, there will be a free screening on Saturday, January 21st at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The only ask is that you register, and it's first come, first served. Seating is limited. And this will be, I'm sorry, at the Black Spectrum Theater. So if you're interested, make sure to reach out and get, be able to register, and I'll put that in the link. I just wanted to make a quick comment. I hope I'm not taking up too much time, but to the point, Ted Chang, he had some concerns about climate change and environmental issues as it relates to the schools. I just want to say to you, Mr. Ted, that this week an organization made a presentation during a meeting hosted by Queensborough President Donovan Richards, and it was on a campaign for carbon-free and healthy schools. I'd like to put that link in the chat for you to look at where the direction is in regards to climate change, environmentally foci regarding schools. So I would like to help you with that and put that link in, and just let me know what you think, and I'll assist you with kind of following up on that. And maybe you'll be able to share a presentation at some point. Also for Danica, she was talking about ways to advocate for education and her children, and for children in general. Not only do you do it here at this well-able CEC, and thank you, Mr. President, doing an outstanding job, have done and continue to do the same. We acknowledge your superintendent, Dr. Pate, and all of the great education community, this community that you are the constituency to, Speaker Adrian Adams, and we are with you, and we're following you and keeping up, and we're available to you. I wanted to just say to you, Danica, that not only this CEC, but also as an advocate, you can also join your community board's education committee, and also the local NAACP education committee. And I say that because these are organizations that collaborate the voices, and at times create position papers and become a unified voice for all these things you all are talking about. But I want to close with this, to just ask you all to not hesitate to outline concerns you believe require Speaker Adams' attention. We respect the New York City Department of Education reporting protocols and process, and the office does have a working relationship with all of its leadership. But just know that you also can draft up those documents and everything and send them to us whenever you see deemed necessary. So thank you so very much. And please let me know how we can continue to be a support.
Thank you so much, Lynette, and thank you for always being here. And we always welcome our electeds, reps, and electeds to be on platform. We'll be continuing our mission where we try to have at least one elected at each meeting to present, to talk about your office, your work, because many times we can voice all we gotta have unless we don't have the backing of our electeds on paper, like Bruce was saying. It's important to get our electeds, in tune with what we're saying here. We're together, and thank you for being here, and continue to come to our meetings and echo your voice. If you have those flyers, I want to share my screen really quickly to the community here. Before we wrap up, it's here. We have a vacancy. Are you seeing my screen? Yes, thumbs up. Yeah, good. We have a member vacancy. One of our seats is vacant on the CEC. So we're asking you all to go to our website, CEC28.org. We can be asking, there it is. It's on the link is there. Perfect. Our administrative assistant spent a lot of time working on the website. So thank you, Dorinda, for all that you do. To make things flashy and stand out. When you go to our website, you will first see, pictures on top, etc., of our families and what we do, etc. And then you're going to be having in the bottom here what is happening right now. You're also going to see what's going on right now to bring to your attention, how you can apply for the seat, and also how you can register to our meetings. We have a list of our members over here, and if you go on top about CEC here, you can see all of our resolutions that has been passed over time. And you can get a copy of it there. You can see who was sponsored, the co-sponsors, the date it was passed, etc. And you can download a copy if you like also too. We also have our bylaws. We have our various committees and who are the chairs of these committees. We have the bylaws committee, education equity committee. We have our outreach committee. We have back to school committee, safety committee, and you have all the various chairs who are linked there. Also, for all the principals who are on board tonight with us, if you go to here, you'll see our members. You will see our council members here, and then our titles and also which schools we are liaisons to. Part of being a CC member is you are a liaison to the various schools in the districts. So please, to all of our various principals and administrators, this is where you can find information about who is attached to which school. And for the community here, we have announcements all the time. Let's see here, where is it here? We have our meeting minutes over here. They can go on, but each month I'll be going through our website to make sure our community understand that we work a lot on this website to really bring you direct information, always a one-stop shop. So to let and all the elected officials send us your flyers if you have them, and we can post it in our community section to elevate to the community. Okay, without further ado, this time now is 9:20 p.m. I want to say to you all, thank you for working with us. We postponed our January 5th meeting to January 12th to accommodate the PEP meeting, but then they went ahead and moved it again. But you followed us. Thank you so much for staying with us. And today we're the 12th. Our next meeting will be on February 2nd, Thursday, February 2nd. Again, at this point, we're thinking it's going to be virtual, but we don't know until they say something about the virtual meetings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So just stand by. We have a lot planned for this year. CC members, this is our last half of year for this council. All seats will be up for re-election for members, existing members, new members, and guidance will be provided from FACE about how you, community, can become a member of your local community education council. Council members, you're wonderful, you're amazing. We want to thank you. If you all could let's put your hearts on the screen or put a little applause to all the council members. We'd appreciate that. This is how we have to communicate, virtually. Yes, I see a heart, Elena, thank you. I see hearts, Jennifer, thank you so much. Veronica, thank you so much. We love the hearts, Vivian Lou, thank you for being here. You're always welcome. But council members, you have stood the time. You've been doing this, Ted. It's the second cycle. Elena, a whole bunch of you, Barbara, we are doing this. We are committing our time, and we want to recognize and elevate our our efforts also. The council members, we're gonna keep doing this. Thank you all so much. Good night. The time is 9:22 p.m. This meeting is adjourned. We're gonna be having our business meeting at 9:30 p.m. Council members. So public, you're welcome to stay on board and listen to us speak and debate about different things, but you are not going to be able to speak, but you're more than welcome to listen in. Dr. Pate, say the words. Go ahead. Anything you want to say?
It's always a good time. I'm sorry. Just wishing everybody, just listen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In case you need to know, I'm missing Sue terribly, but she's enjoying her life. She's in Malaysia, enjoying, visiting with family and friends. She sends pictures and I just crop myself into them and send them back to her. That's been my, that's what I've been doing that. Okay, but good night, everybody. And it's a pleasure to be together with you.
Good night.
So you can all unmute at this point if you want to. You can all unmute if you want. Let's hear your voices. And we love to see faces. We miss your faces. Please put your cameras on.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Good night. Good
Good
night.
night. Take care, baby.
There it is. There it is.